Hi there, I'm Timothy Linsdau, video producer, Christian. Today I want to talk a little bit about the homeless situation and what lawmakers in California are trying to do. Like and comment on my videos, subscribe to my channel, that'd be terrific if you would, thank you. Yeah, there's a article here in the San Diego Union-Tribune talking about homeless conservatorship tried. Now, many of you should be quite familiar with the fact of what's going on in California with homelessness, where we have hundreds or even thousands of people on the street for multiple reasons. And the politicians banter it back and forth endlessly. And the situation worsens where in some places such as San Diego we've had outbreaks of hepatitis and other diseases. In fact, even some that haven't been heard of in decades. Sad situation that goes on. So they're trying to see what they can do. The county of San Diego, which is one of three that have been in the process of trying to make something out of that the state legislature has come up with. So San Diego County is pursuing a pilot program that would make it easier for judges to order homeless people with mental issues into conservatorship that would lead them to treatment otherwise not voluntarily accepted. And that's where the big issue comes along. People being forced into mental care. Now, you can hear it on the street and among your friends that you got to help those people out. You got to get them off the street. They need help. You hear that a lot. But the problem is, how are you going to get into a situation where you actually grab them and haul them in? And that's where the argument is. How are you going to do that? So strict requirements of this program are expected and needed to apply this to many people. And of course, immediately the concerns are raised for civil rights. You can't just go out and drag people off the street. So they're trying to come up with a way, I'm not going to say do that, but come up with a way to help them get help. They affect, of course, health issues. None of those concerns voiced on the Board of Supervisors of San Diego. None of those concerns were really voiced. They just wanted to try something, by the sounds of it. The three counties, San Diego, Los Angeles, and San Francisco, have an option to create a program under Senate Bill 40. In other words, they're going to try something. Newsom, Scott Wiener, of Democrat of San Francisco, wrote this, and Governor Newsom signed it. Locally in the county, recommendations of Supervisor Diane Jacob and Nathan Fletcher had moved forward on this opportunity. Supervisors voted to direct the county to develop a pilot program for SB 40. Now, they added recommendations that this be done within a year. San Diego County, 43% of homeless people surveyed during an annual event count stated that they had mental issues. Another 14% acknowledged substance abuse, and 9% alcohol. Now, the bill focused on helping small percentage of homeless people. And that may be another problem here to get support, because it apparently involves, it's much smaller than, according to this, what people might think. The bill focused on helping a small percentage of homeless in addiction that cannot make their own decisions responsibly. In certain cases, a judge can appoint a guardian or protector as a conservator for 6 months to make choices for that person. That could lead to housing and treatment. The new program identifies specific reasons why a person may be placed in such care. And that takes us to the big concerns of many activists and the ACLU and other organizations. The law would require that they're gravely disabled. defined as being dangerous to themselves or others. We will utilize every available tool addressed the issues of behavioral health, said Nathan Fletcher. Said in advance of the board's vote, which is passed again without discussion. They want to try something. Now, Fletcher said the county hopes to build a regional, coordinated, integrated behavioral health system that prevents people from needing a conservator, but could be helpful until then. It's the conservator thing that really makes people nervous, I think. He said, success in our region should be judged on keeping people out of the situation of conservatorship, which again means that a judge could assign somebody to these people. And the part wasn't exactly clear on what happens when they're assigned that, other than I assume that they're hauled off the street into some kind of protective custody. So, there's a high bar for eligibility for this to happen, which requires people to have been diagnosed with serious mental illness, substance abuse disorders. Now, they must have had at least 8 involuntary psychiatric hospitalizations under State Welfare and Institutions Code 5150 over 12 months. It's pretty narrow what's allowed here. Now, Deacon Jim Vargas of Father Joe's Villages, he's the CEO, said there's a need for such a program, but we've got to be respectful of individuals' civil rights. Say any measure that's adopted must be compassionate and not be a matter of criminalizing the issue. The core challenge is individuals can't help themselves, need help. That's the real issue. We need to make sure that there's a balance where we don't take away their civil rights, but still get them help. And that's where the struggle is at. The SB 40 amends a similar bill signed by Jerry Brown, which was SB 1045. A requirement that people had to be ordered into assisted outpatient treatment. They're trying to find something somewhere in between. They would have ordered people who have severe untreated mental illness and a history of violence and repeat hospitalizations. Those restrictions on analysis on SB 1045 in San Diego County found only 8 people would be eligible. That was one of the problems with the first one. Nobody was fitting into that category. So, is the mental illness as bad as we think it is, or is the bill too restrictive to help? And that seems to be what the problem is. The Health and Human Services Agency is saying more people would be eligible for the program under SB 40 guidelines, but just how many is not known. So you see this almost like looking through a smoky glass. You can't quite see what's going to happen here. Only San Francisco County voted to create a program under SB 1045 and met with many protests. About 24 people in their meeting from multiple organizations disrupted their meeting. ACLU, Western Center for Law and Poverty, Disability Rights California, sent a letter opposing the bill to the governor. No members of those groups spoke against it in San Diego, though. So whether San Diego's done something different here or another proposal or think they're going to do better, I don't know. I hope so. So it's a real struggle. Either institutionalized care or assisted living care, somebody who knows these population and is trained would be working with these folks, said Bob McElroy, President and CEO of the Alpha Project. A homeless advocate, Michael McConnell, also said he saw a need for getting mental health treatment for people on the street, but cautious to endorse it. And that's the issue. Nobody wants to rush ahead with this. He went on to say that he's on the fence of the issue. Also support the very conservative and narrow definition of it. Linda Mims, San Diego advocate for reforms of mental health policy, said she's encouraged by the many things the county is doing, but saw problems with the proposed conservatorship program, which that's the big issue of grabbing people off the streets and pushing them into a program. So what do? The discussion is we're criminalizing neurological illness in order to get treatment. That's what Linda's Mims had to say. And finally, this is a serious issue we have as a society. And I think we're not going to doing enough for individuals. And that's the struggle that's going on. What do? People say they're mostly mental. A lot of the studies show they aren't. And how do we go about getting them help? Do we do the conservatorship? Do we just offer it? How's it going to go? It's a real problem. And whether we can come up with something or not. But somebody out there, if you got a great idea, get on it. Like and comment on my video, subscribe to my channel, and get out there and do what you can to make it a great day.